What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And the reason why I'm so excited is that finally Liverpool have been linked with a centre back, and a very promising one, who is also a lot more affordable than Gvardiol, who is, of course, is our dream centre back signing, but he would cost around 70-80 million pounds. But Liverpool are the front runners to sign Sporting centre-back Goncalo Inacio, who is a 21-year-old Portuguese centre-back, and he is an absolutely brilliant, huge talent, and he could be available for around 45 million euros, which is around 40 million pounds. And the La Parisien newspaper, which is a French newspaper, has a lengthy article on this, so I will give you guys all the details. And the reason why they are reporting on this is that because Paris Saint-Germain are interested in Inacio, they are reporting it, but they are saying that Liverpool are ahead of PSG in the negotiations. So according to the newspaper, Paris Saint-Germain have been tracking the Portuguese centre-back. The 21-year-old has turned the heads of top European clubs with his fantastic form this season. He also racked up 48 appearances in all competitions. Inacio made his Portugal debut in the Portugal national team in March, and he has a contract running until 2026, so another 3 years. But he has a release clause worth of just 45 million euros, which for a very talented centre-back it's a decent money, but it's not like out of this world. Like Leipzig are asking 70-80 million pounds for Gvardiol, and if we want to sign three central midfielders, we have to go for the cheaper option. Of course, in a dream world, Liverpool would have unlimited money or 300 million, and then we would sign Gvardiol and three other midfielders, but that's not the case. FSG don't have that amount of money, and Liverpool themselves don't generate that amount of money to be able to spend 300 million in one transfer window. That's just unrealistic. So Liverpool have started discussions to find out how feasible this transfer is. So we are already talking with Sporting and Goncalo Inacio's representatives. Paris Saint-Germain has been cited several times among the clubs interested. Inacio has a lot of interesting characteristics and attributes, but according to the La Parisien newspaper, Paris Saint-Germain have not yet advanced talks with Sporting. And according to La Parisien, in England, Liverpool appears to be the club who is front runners for Goncalo Inacio's signature. Unlike the other English clubs, according to the newspaper, the Liverpool have already started talks to find out how feasible this transfer is. And according to the newspaper, Sporting Club de Portugal won't let him go for less than his release clause, but because it's only, I say only in brackets, 45 million euros, I think that's still pretty decent transfer fee in this transfer market where average players are going for 40-50 million pounds. Inacio is not an average player. He's an outstanding talent, a huge talent, and he's 21 years old, so it's better to get him now than for him to go to a big club and he will be worth double this amount in 2 or 3 years. Of course, Sporting would want to increase his release clause and to offer him a new contract, but at the moment Inacio hasn't received a proposal, and he hasn't certainly accepted a proposal like that. So if Liverpool act quickly, we could get this transfer done before Liverpool meet for pre-season. And Liverpool, of course, are looking for a left-sided centre-back to partner Virgil van Dijk, because Konate has been injury prone, Matip as well. Joe Gomez, his performances have been just way below par and not good enough really. And yes, Liverpool's priority is to reinforce the midfield and sign 3 midfielders, but our other priority is to improve the defense, because Liverpool conceded 44 goals in the Premier League. That's a notable decline from last season, where we only conceded 26 goals. In the whole campaign, Liverpool still have like 4 or 5 games left. I think 4 games left. So Liverpool have to improve defensively, that's for sure. And it's not enough to just improve the midfield. I mean, Virgil van Dijk started picking up injuries this season as well, so Liverpool absolutely have to sign somebody, because what happens if Van Dijk and Konate are both out injured? Then Liverpool will just lose 2 or 3 games, and that's it for the title race. With Man City competing for the title and getting 95 to 100 points every season, it's almost impossible for other teams to win the title unless you have a near faultless, near perfect season. And Inacio is quite tall, 6 foot, sorry. 1 foot, what am I talking about? He would be an absolute midget if he was 1 foot tall. Oh my goodness, sorry guys, it's pretty early in the morning. Oh, he's pretty tall, 1 foot. Well done, Tom, well done. So he's pretty tall, 6 foot 1 inches tall, 186 centimeters in height. And Inacio began his career at his local club, Almada. That's the town or city, small city that he was born in before moving to Sporting Lisbon's academy, and he had even several trials with the big rivals Benfica, but ultimately decided not to join them when his father's car broke down on 2 occasions when he was being taken to training. Maybe he thought that's a bad sign, and in the end it was Sporting's gain and Benfica's loss that he joined the Sporting Academy. And even though Inacio just made his debut this year for the Portuguese national team, he already represented Portugal at the under 17, under 18, under 19, under 20 and under 21 level. He played a total of 19 international games for the Portuguese youth teams, and he already has 115 appearances for Sporting in all competitions. He's a quite reliable centre-back who is never injured. He played 42 games last season, scoring 5 goals. For a centre-back, that's pretty good. That means that he's a threat from set pieces, and this season he has 48 games and scoring 3 goals as well, which is pretty decent. And he also got 3 assists this season, which is also pretty good. And I think Liverpool, while they were scouting for Manuel Ugarte, they saw Goncalo Inacio and thought, that's a very talented centre-back, so why not put him on the transfer list and why not try to get him? So what do you think? For £40 million, would Inacio represent great value for money? Sporting had a really good run in the Europa League. They knocked out Arsenal, which is very significant because Arsenal, one of the best teams in England this season, and he showed that he could cut it against English teams. And also they only went out to Juventus 2-1 on aggregate when they were the better team in both games actually. They just got very, very unlucky with not finishing their chances. So yeah, let me know, do you want Liverpool to sign Goncalo Inacio? And also, what's your prediction for the Liverpool-Brentford game? Let me know in the comments below. My prediction is a 2-0 Liverpool win. Hopefully we will have a little bit more comfortable victory than against Fulham, but Brentford are crazy dangerous from set pieces and counter-attacks, so we have to watch out for them because they will make a very, very tough game, a very physical game. But hopefully Liverpool can turn on the style and win a little bit more convincingly than we won against Fulham. And who knows, hopefully Man United will drop points again against West Ham. Jurgen Klopp also confirmed that he tried to persuade James Milner to stay at Liverpool, but it looks like it didn't happen. He said, Milner, I can say over the last few months, I had really good conversations with him. He knows how highly I value him. He's an incredible part of the team and I would have loved to work together with him even longer. But the exact outcome of his decision, I think Milner will say that. I don't know if it happened yet or not. Nothing else to say from me, nothing in the last 7.5 years of the positive things that would have happened without James Milner. And I think that statement is true. Even though Milner wasn't the most influential player in Liverpool's quest to win 7 trophies, he was certainly an important part, both on the pitch and his leadership qualities off the pitch and the way that he helps young players. I think he will be missed next season for both his on and off the pitch contributions. And I really hope that James Milner can play a few games, especially at Anfield, so he could get a big ovation from the Anfield crowd. And Jordan Henderson will probably not feature against Brentford. He got in a small injury against Fulham. Henderson, we have to see. He had a scan yesterday, will not be a big thing, but maybe enough to rule him out. Diogo Jota again has his back issue. He could train yesterday, but he didn't do a full training session. And Firmino could be back in training next week. Naby Keita is still missing. I don't think we will see Naby Keita this season again, and he's just so injury prone. I just want Liverpool to get rid of him, because it's like we have a great midfielder in Naby Keita, but he's almost never available, and that's such a shame. And Liverpool couldn't have guessed that when we spent around 50 million for Naby Keita, and like 5 years ago, I think that's when we signed Naby Keita. That was a lot of money, and it's a shame that his career turned out the way it is. And Jurgen Klopp pretty much ruled Liverpool out of the top 4 race. He said other teams are in much better positions. As long as they win games, we have no chance. We have to keep teams behind us. We have 59 points, so that means we can get to 71 points. But Man United are already 63 points, so we can get 71. Man United needs for that 8 points in 5 games from a possible 15, and I think they will do that, Jurgen Klopp said while he was laughing. I mean, if Man United don't get 8 points in 5 games, then probably they don't deserve top 4. And even if Liverpool win all of the rest of the games and finish in 5th place, it has been a disappointing and a failure of a season. Don't let big Liverpool accounts tell you otherwise. It will be a failed season. It will be a disappointing season. If you said to any Liverpool fan, after last season we almost won the quadruple, we were this close, we won 2 trophies, we have been to the Champions League final, we missed out on the Premier League title by 15 minutes. If after last season you said to any Liverpool fan that you will finish 5th or 6th place, you will be out of every cup competition very early, how would you rate that season? You would say it's a 3 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 season. And no matter what kind of excuses or mitigating circumstances we will come up with, I think that is a failed season, no matter how you dress it up. And Liverpool absolutely have to improve massively next season, and we need to spend at least 150, 200, maybe even 250 million pounds to get back to where we should be, which is challenging Man City for the title, trying to get to another Champions League final, and at that time win it. If we don't come up against Real Madrid in the Champions League final, I think Liverpool have a great chance, because that's the only team, it looks like, who has Liverpool's number. We got knocked out by Real Madrid 4 times in the past 5 Champions League seasons or 6 Champions League seasons. Absolutely crazy. They beat us twice in a final, and they beat us twice in a quarterfinal, and in the last 16 game. Absolutely crazy. Sam Allardyce, when he took over Leeds United, in his opening press conference, he said that he has as much football knowledge and he's as good as Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Mikel Arteta. He's equal to them. And that's absolutely batshit crazy. Jamie Carragher said he was probably tongue-in-cheek. Otherwise, it is a toss-up as to whether it is brave or crazy to make such a statement when facing Guardiola and one of the best teams to ever play in the Premier League in his first game. But I think it's actually very clever from Allardyce, because he made it all about him and not about his players. It takes pressure off the Leeds United players, and it focuses all the attention on him, the manager, and the players can just prepare calmly but nervously for the Man City game. I mean, what a first game in charge. Man City, Leeds United. Last season, I think Leeds lost 7-0 to Man City. And if they play the same way, which they won't, they would lose another game by a lot of goals. But because it's Sam Allardyce, hopefully he can organize a very defensive performance from Leeds United, and hopefully they can frustrate Manchester City. But I still expect a 2 or 3 goal Man City, but maybe not by a 7-0. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.